Welcome back to the channel, and thank you all for watching HCKT TV. Make sure you visit Everett, Kentucky. That's my hometown and the hometown of heroes. While you're visiting Everett, stay at Black Mountain Cabins and Campers, located there in Everett, Kentucky, just minutes from the trailhead. Also, while you're in Everett, eat at the Southern Belle Restaurant, located in downtown Everett. Also, if you support the channel, scan that QR code. Let's get started into this video. Thank you for watching. First off, y'all, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to the County Judge Executive, Dan Mosley. And like I told y'all before, that's asked me what is a County Judge Executive. He is like the mayor of the county. And magistrates here don't do court or have anything to do with court. They basically go to council meetings and keep that county judge in check. Dan is very transparent. He tries to communicate the best he can with the people of Harlan County, and he will answer your questions. I've messaged the man on Facebook, and he's responded. He's took time out of his day to answer my questions. So I know he is there for the people of Harlan County. Dan is doing the best he can. I really believe that. But what we need is help. We need help from the governor. We probably need help from the president. Who knows? I mean, whatever kind of water organizations is out there, we need you all down here in Harlan County, and we need help. Anyway, guys, without no further ado, here's what County Judge Executive Dan Mosley had to say. Ladies and gentlemen, Harlan County Judge Executive Dan Mosley.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us this evening for an update on our state of emergency here in Harlan County related to the water outages. If you missed last night's update, just to recap, we decided yesterday, after the severity of the water situation had got even worse, to go ahead and declare a local state of emergency here in Harlan County. We've had significant issues in the Black Mountain Utility District service area, and that has resulted in the declaration that we have issued yesterday evening. The emergency declaration requested that the state help us secure additional personnel to be able to join the small BMUD crew to be able to try to get water restored as quickly and as efficiently as possible. We also requested water from the state in the form of gallons or bottled water. That request was also granted, and we received water today to send to our pod in the Wallens area. Of course, we are aware today that additional outages have occurred. As we said last night, that was expected to occur due to the situation, and that also is what prompted our need to try to secure outside help. I'm going to show you some pictures, and I think you may be able to see these from the camera we're utilizing this evening on the screen to my right, to your left on the camera. We have had today, fortunately, we had 4 folks come from Wood Creek Water District. That's out of Laurel County. They came to assist the Black Mountain Utility District personnel. Also, 2 staff members. That's the first picture you see before it switched there to the first folks was from Wood Creek, and the first 2 folks were from Cumberland Falls Water District, and this gentleman is one of the 4 that came from Wood Creek, and he is there pictured talking with Dwayne Blevins, one of the Black Mountain Utility District technicians. If you want to turn to the next one. This is all of our crew this morning before they hit the ground running, They were accompanied by several Harlan County Road Department personnel, as well as Magistrate James Howard, who has been out in his district throughout the course of this outage, assisting the crews as well in helping find leaks and supporting the work that the BMED crew and the road crew is doing. I want to show this because this is something that had to be utilized this morning. This is a propane tank with essentially a blowtorch connected to it. As you all are aware, throughout Harlan County, in a lot of places that the sun hasn't shined, or that's on the north side of the mountain, different places, there is still a lot of snow and ice on the sides of the roads. Well, on the side of the main roads is where many of the water lines run, and due to the snow and ice that has accumulated by plowing of the snow that took place over the snowfalls that we've had over the last few weeks, those mounds of snow and ice have covered the water lines in many of those areas. So this morning, literally had to pull out a propane tank and a blowtorch to go out to try to uncover some of the valves that were out there along certain sections of roadway. This is an area where they were searching for a valve. One of the BMUD personnel and some folks from the Harlan County Road Department were looking with metal detectors to try to find valves that were covered. This is just some pictures of the water that came in from the state earlier today that was unloaded at our centralized point at the Harlan County Road Department before it was transported to the pod. And just a few of those shots from that earlier before those were delivered onto Wallens for the point of distribution. This is an area at Cold Iron that has been problematic for the last few days. If you have driven on 119 or been in that area, obviously if you live in that area, you're very well aware because you have not had water. This is an area that has been a problem point. They have dug in a spot down there, and there is an area where the water actually crosses under U.S. Highway 119, and they've tested it and tested it and tested it and feel like there is a significant leak somewhere there. In an attempt to try to get water on down toward the Moelis area, they have figured out a way to shut off what goes underneath 119 over to the other side of the road to try to cap that off for the time being to see if they can in fact get water onto Moelis. Dealing with a water line that goes underneath a U.S. highway, there are processes that have to be figured out related to try to repair that. Those lines are bored underneath the road, so this is a situation where they've really tried to be careful not to damage anything that could make things worse than it already is in that particular location. They've had listening devices down there today. The Wood Creek Water District that came, in addition to BMUD's listening equipment, they brought their listening equipment to try to help get this situation restored. I'll show you this next picture to give you an idea. You often hear of times where it's very rocky around water lines. That's been no exception in this particular case. You can see right here where large rock was, where I showed you a minute ago, the hole where that one pipe was. You can see the rock that's been pulled away, and in this area where there are large rocks that had to be pulled away from the water line. And in times like this, when you already have a freezing and thawing effect that causes pipes to rupture, when there are rocks in the ground and you have shifting that occurs in the ground from the freezing and the thawing, those rocks can obviously do extensive damage as well to PVC pipe. This is an area along Daniels Mountain that we had another problem occur, a setback occur today, late today, around 5 o'clock, just to kind of walk you through what happened there. After some leaks were identified and some problems were corrected, in the Wallens area, and also they were trying to attempt to turn the water back on to go toward Cold Iron and Moelis. When they turned that on, this is the second time in 5 days that there has been an issue near the bottom of Daniels Mountain. If you've been through there today, no doubt you've seen a lot of vehicles. I was down there at Cold Iron and Wallens earlier and captured some of these images. This is an area that has had some problems over the last couple of days. And the real problem with this is that all the water that feeds Sawbriar, Wallens, and Cold Iron and Moelis comes from the Daniels Mountain tank. So when it's coming down that mountain and trying to get through under the highway to go toward Wallens, Cold Iron, and Sawbriar, this is the point that it's at before it goes to any of those areas. So when they turned everything back on today to try to do that, the line, the 6-inch line there at the bottom of Daniels Mountain ruptured. As I said, steady progress has been made in some regards, but there have been setbacks, and this is one of the setbacks that was encountered today. This is actually in that same ditch. As you can see, one of our friends from Wood Creek is there on each side of that pipe where there was a rupture, and he has in his hand a saw to try to get that pipe apart, that section that ruptured, to be able to make the repair. If you can go to the next one, that's after that they had got the pipe, as you can see up here, that's severed from where the pipe this way is not severed, is not broken. This is a part of the pipe that was broken. As you can see, it is in terrible shape. The next picture, I think, will show what the actual section of pipe looked like. As you can see, there were ruptures on each side that caused the outage to persist this evening. Some folks had gotten water back in the Wallens area, but when this happened, they had to shut that off again to be able to get down into the ground to get this pipe out, to be able to insert a new section in the ground. If you want to go to the next one, as you can see at that point, the time it's taken, it's already by this point dark, and fortunately the excavator there has lights, and the Wood Creek water truck as well, lights on that truck to be able to allow them to get that section in and repaired. That repair is still ongoing. They are still there at this time, and we're going to go to the next slide. That was one of the sections of pipe, the new pipe that had to be inserted with the Hymaxes that go on each end to help keep the pipes together and help serve as somewhat of a pressure controller on those sections of pipe. So I just wanted you to kind of see what some of the work that has been going on today. Of course, this is just a snapshot of the work that has been occurring by the BMUD crew, the Wood Creek crew, the Cumberland Falls crew, the Harlan County Road Department personnel who have been assisting with this outage. As I said, this was the second time that this particular area had ruptured. They are putting that back together as we speak, and I'll talk more a little bit about what's next there in just a little bit. What is out right now? We are aware that there are still outages in Wallens, Cold Iron, Moelis areas, as I had mentioned, and new today, we have experienced outages in the Baxter, Ross Point, and Putney areas. Bledsoe has also experienced outages as well in the area that is near Green Hill School back into Bledsoe down 421, and some of East 221 has also had outages that have occurred today. Kaywood Water had experienced some problems at Path Fork, but those have been resolved at the present time. Pineville had some issues as well, being in their system, which had prevented some pumping from being able to take place along West 221, Tacky Town, Salt Trace, those areas. But that has since been resolved, and the pumping will resume on West 221 from the Pineville water system later tonight. We believe that that tank still has water in it, and those customers have not been impacted at the present time. As far as Wallens, Cold Iron, and Mullis, tonight, after this repair is made at the bottom of Daniels Mountain, as I said, that point is critical because of how many all the water that's going to all those communities is coming off that mountain and to those impacted communities. But the plan is tonight is to turn that on and try to send water back into Wallens, Cold Iron, and Mullis. There could be setbacks. We recognize that there are still leaks, some that were identified today. There are some that are related to busted meters. Do we have that video of the busted meter? Okay. So I was hoping to show you kind of what a busted meter looked like. We will attempt to get that uploaded to the emergency management Facebook page later tonight, along with some of these pictures so you can see them better, because I realize you may not be able to get the gravity of all that is being shown to you here. So we'll have those uploaded to the emergency management page a little bit later. But busted meters, you're going to see a video that's going to be shown to you a little bit later tonight on this page, and what it looks like if a meter is busted. And if you find that once the water is back on in your community, or if you still have water, it's still a good idea to check your meter to see if there is if it's busted, so that you can report that to the appropriate numbers. And I'll go over some of those here in just a little bit. As I said, though, they're going to turn the water back on in the Wallens and Cold Iron, try to get it to Mullis as well. But we all know what issues we've experienced over the last few days. Although it's going to come back on, there still could be setbacks. I still ask you to please conserve. If you get it back, you use what you need. Obviously, some of you have been out for a very long time, and I completely understand that. But we could still encounter setbacks. There is still work to do in that specific area. As I said, they've made major progress today in that area. It's been slow, but it's been steady. But we still have work to do. We still have leaks that we are aware of in that particular area. Tomorrow, crews will be here again working. The Black Mountain Utility District team, Wood Creek Water District will be here today. And also I want to thank Kaywood Water District from here in the county that is going to provide a couple of folks to help tomorrow, in addition to road department personnel. And we also have some additional road department personnel that will be assisting tomorrow as well. We'd originally requested that the state send us water every other day. Today, due to the additional outages that we have experienced across the county, and particularly in the Ross Point, Baxter, Putney, and Bledsoe communities, I've requested that the state send us an additional truck tomorrow, just as the one they sent today, to provide water so that we may add additional points of distribution to our outreach tomorrow in the affected communities. So, having said that, there will be 2 additional points of distribution of water tomorrow in Harlan County. We will continue to do the pods from noon until 4 p.m. Tomorrow. That was the hours today at Wallens, and it worked very well. Tomorrow we will do these at 2 other locations from noon until 4. The Bledsoe Fire Department will be a pod where you can go and get some water if you need to. And also we will have, as I mentioned, Wallens Fire Department again from noon to 4. And the third pod tomorrow will be at the Harlan County High School parking lot. This will be in the student parking lot that is down in between the school and the baseball field, the baseball complex. So what you will need to do there is we want you to enter through the main gate of the high school, come down the hill, take a right, go through the student parking lot. Someone will be there to load water in your vehicle, and you will exit out the gate on the Cumberland end of the campus where the baseball fields are. So enter from the main gate and exit on the field on the gate where the baseball field is located. I want to thank the fire departments that are assisting with that particular outreach. Of course, Wallen's assisted today. Bledsoe will be assisting tomorrow. I believe Putney and Sunshine will be assisting tomorrow with some of this other pods. And I also want to thank Superintendent Brent Roark for allowing us access to the Harlan County High School so that we may establish a point of distribution there where it will be very efficient to drive in and drive out with your water. So I talked about the meters that busted, and like I said, we're going to show you a video on the page later what that looks like. If you are in the BMUD service area and you find a meter that has busted in your yard, or you've looked at a neighbor's and it's busted, please report that by call or text to this number, 606-505-6254. That's 606-505-6254. You want to text or call that number if you find a busted meter and you are in the BMUD service area. If you're in a different service area for one of the other utilities across Harlan County, you will need to report that. If you found a busted meter at your home, you'll need to report that to them. They will also be doing a lot of meter checks tomorrow in the Ross Point and Putney areas. They feel like, based on past experience that has occurred in that particular area, that has been the lion's share of the problem in recent years when we've had issues up there. A lot of busted meters that have caused the system to drain. But they will be going out and looking at those tomorrow. So be aware that there may be someone looking at meters, looking for a meter in your yard to try to see if there's a problem as they slowly try to get water restored back into those areas. One other thing I want to mention, BMUD had posted earlier, you've seen that undoubtedly, about not calling the emergency numbers that are listed on the voicemail at the office. So what those emergency numbers are for, obviously, is if there's an emergency, and certainly we are in an emergency situation. There's no denying that. But the emergency numbers are to report outages if it's a kind of an isolated incident. You wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you don't have any water. That's to report it so that they know that there's a problem. They are well aware of where the outages exist right now, so there's no need. If you're in these areas that I've mentioned previously, Wallens, Cold Iron, Moelis, Ross Point, Baxter, Putney, Bledsoe, you don't need to report that to those numbers. They are aware the outage exists. And why I say that is they were receiving so many calls today on those two numbers that are listed on that emergency for emergency contact. They weren't able to communicate back and forth to each other related to the work they were trying to do inside the district, what they were trying to do with repairs. The phone was continually ringing different numbers. So please refrain from calling those emergency numbers. They are aware where the outage is. But if you have found a busted meter or you've heard running water around your home, you've had to shut off your own plumbing, please report that to the 505-6254 number. And thank you for your understanding on that. If there's another issue you have related to any type of other issue that relates to the need, you can't get out to get water, and you need someone to try to get that to you. If you're elderly or you have some type of disability that's keeping you from being able to go get it yourself, you can call two numbers tomorrow: the Emergency Management Office at 573-6082 or the Harlan County Road Department at 573-6536. Once again, those numbers are 573-6082 for emergency management or 573-6536 for the Harlan County Road Department. And I'll go back over these numbers at the end of this too, just to make sure if you were trying to find an ink pen or something that you can get those. We have been made aware here as we've tried to source personnel from other parts of the region and state about other problems that have occurred. As I mentioned, Pineville had some issues. They're still working through those and hoping to be able to help us maybe here in a day or two. Williamsburg had 6 mainline breaks today. The thawing continues to occur. That's going to continue to occur as we move in tomorrow. It's going to be 50 degrees tomorrow. And I know many of you, just like myself, are happy to see a sunny 50-degree day. Those are very welcoming this time of year. And with what we've experienced, we definitely need that, but it could cause setbacks with further breaks or ground shifts that cause breaks. I want to thank those that are helping. The Cumberland Falls Water District that came today, 2 folks from that department. The Wood Creek Water District today, 4 of their personnel, including their manager, was here. They were a huge help and greatly appreciated by myself, our county government, the fiscal court, emergency management, and the citizens. I know several citizens dropped by today just to say thank you for being here. Thank you for helping us get water back, and that is greatly appreciated. And I continue to appreciate the efforts of Daniel, Dwayne, and Russell, that are the 3 field personnel that still remain at the Black Mountain Utility District. Also, Shirley, who is the office manager there, that has been assisting with centralizing the calls, and she will be assisting with the centralizing of those calls tomorrow with the number that I mentioned earlier, 505-6254. If you find the meter breaks, please report them to that number. Also, our dedicated road department that has been out here assisting, some for several days with BMUD, and then even more today, and we'll continue to work through tomorrow and the days to come as we continue to manage and battle this crisis. I also want to thank our emergency management team that has been on the job nonstop as well, and I'd like to thank Senator Scott Maiden, who I've talked with repeatedly today about trying to source different things, whether we've been communicating about water in getting water delivered, or whether needing pressure reducing valves, whatever it has been. He's been very helpful to us through this process, and I really appreciate the support he has shown as our new state senator. If you have water, what I can ask you is, please, again, continue to conserve. Someone asked me today, how do I conserve water? Well, there's a few different ways. You hear people talk about saving water through different times. How do I save it? One time, we were talking about this yesterday evening. Reduce the amount of time you spend in the shower. If you like to take long showers, cut it back for a day or two. If you don't have to be anywhere, you don't have to go somewhere, maybe skip it one day. I don't want to encourage people to not take showers. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying try to reduce the amount of time that you spend in a shower. There are people that I know sometimes people like to take, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would love to take a shower tonight because they've not had running water at their house in a few days. Certainly there may be the opportunity to do that with water coming back, particularly in the area in the 5th District tonight, Wallens and Cold Iron Mullis, and I certainly hope you're able to. Just reduce the amount of time you spend in the shower to try to help conserve water. When water is restored, it may be discolored or even dirty looking because of the breaks. That will go away eventually as the water runs through the system, but be sure you also adhere to the boil water advisory standards. And as a result of the issues that we have faced, widespread issues throughout most of the BMUD service area. I ask tonight for your continued patience as crews continue to work. More thawing is going to occur. As I said, it's going to be 50 degrees tomorrow. Although progress is being made, that can cause setbacks. It's very possible that there could be more meters that bust tomorrow. So just be aware of that. Pray for these workers. Many have been on the job. Tomorrow will be the 14th consecutive day. They're tired. They're mentally, physically exhausted. So pray for them to be able to continue to show up, have the strength necessary to do this job, and help get everyone restored as quickly as possible. I will say this, if you're looking for a job, Black Mountain Utility District has immediate openings. As we documented last night, they're down several people. They need help. You're welcome to apply there on Monday. If you have experience working in the water district arena and you want to get back in, there may be an opportunity for you for employment. So give them a call or stop by the office to apply. I want to go over those numbers one more time. To report a meter that's busted or a water line in your yard or something that you find running water, or if you see water running somewhere else that looks odd to you, please report that to 505-6254. That should be the only number right now that those reports are coming into, because the other numbers that are on the BMUD website and the voicemail down there at the office need to be not called right now because of the situation that's ongoing, so that those members of the BMUD team can be focused on the tasks at hand in getting water restored as quickly as possible. Also, the emergency management number is 573-6082, and the Harlan County Road Department number is 573-6536. If you have an issue being able to get water yourself, and you need help getting that delivered to you, those are the numbers to call to help get that arranged. We're going to get through this. It's going to continue to be a steady progress situation that will be made. Tomorrow, crews will be expanding their efforts in areas of Bledsoe, Ross Point, Putney, Baxter. Many of those areas just went out today. Much of the attention today was made where the outages have been out the longest, as they should be. Those people have been out, many for 4 or 5 days, some on and off for a period of about 10 days. So more efforts will be made tomorrow in the impacted areas. As I said, the pods will be open from 12 to 4 at Harlan County High School. Enter through the main gate, exit through the gate at the baseball field. Wallens Fire Department, and the Bledsoe Fire Department. So Harlan County High School, Wallens Fire Department, and the Bledsoe Fire Department from 12 to 4 tomorrow if you need water. We're going to get through this. We have dedicated people that are working their rear ends off to get this challenge behind us as quick as possible. We're the toughest people in the world. We're mountain people. We're gonna make this. We're gonna get through it. It's just gonna be a tough few days ahead. Hang in there. If we can be of assistance, please reach out to one of the numbers that I mentioned, and check on your elderly neighbors. There may be people that still have snow-covered driveways that they can't get out to go get water. Check on them to see if they need you to pick up some for them. I'll continue to provide updates. As I said last night, we will have another update tomorrow evening at the same time at 8 o'clock through this page, where we'll bring you some more information and hopefully some more good news. Thank you. God bless you, and try to have a good night.
Guys, I really want to thank y'all for watching this channel. I really do. It means a lot. Please like, comment, subscribe, get the word out, and we'll see you all in the next video.